Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee with Craig. I am Craig, your host, here to talk to you about all things firearms, Second Amendment, firearms policy, you name it. We're going to talk about it right here, right now. So please take a moment to like and share. That's right, like and share this video feed, whether on YouTube or on Facebook, so that your friends and the people who follow you can join us in the conversation. Also, remember to like and share. Not like and share. Subscribe and follow. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook so that you can receive the alerts whenever we go live. So let's get into I keep forgetting. Before we get into today's topic, I just want to remind you guys, FPC Gear. FPC Gear is open. The store is open right now. Go there, get all of your FPC gear, and support us as we support your right to keep and bear arms. Also wanted to remind you, Sacramento Black Rifle, Sparks Black Rifle, our sponsors. Want to make sure to thank them. They are individuals who put their money where their mouth is. They don't just believe in the commerce in the firearms industry. They also believe in facilitating it by supporting organizations that support your right to keep and bear arms. So please do us a favor. Support them as well. Check them out on Facebook. Go to their website. You can also give them a call if there's anything that you see that you're interested in. Their Instagram is great. Tons of cool stuff there. If you just see it, just give them a call, and they will definitely hook you up. That's Spark and Sacramento Black Rifle. All right, let's get into today's topic. You guys have probably all seen the video, so I know I don't have to give it too big of an intro. But, a lot of people make a lot about the whole, a lot of people in the anti-gun community, they really have an issue with that whole idea of a good guy with a gun. So I decided, and I think this is an interesting story because it actually has an interesting twist on the good guy with a gun story, and that is a good girl with a gun. Girl, gal, woman, lady, badass, shall we say. So this individual who you see here laying in the street decided that he was going to run up on a group of moms and attempt to rob them. And, well, let's just say that somebody was having none of it. And she decided she was going to stand up for her family. Check it out. All right, so let's just talk about this real quick. So first of all, it is important to note that this lady this happened in Brazil. This lady was not undercover. She was an off-duty police officer. But understand that in Brazil, individual citizens do not have a fundamental right to keep and bear arms. They have very, very strict gun laws. It is very difficult for an individual citizen to be able to get a right to be able to own or possess a firearm there in Brazil. And as anyone who's been following anything that goes on there, they had 60,000 murders, 60,000 gun deaths, people who were killed as a result of, once again, in a place where they have all sorts of gun laws. You have people who are basically being killed right and left. 60,000 people, 60,000 victims of gun violence there in Brazil. And here you have a woman who was in a position where she was able to defend not just herself, but defend others. Now, people want to say that the good guy or the good gal with the gun story, well, hey, that's Brazil. She was a cop. That doesn't really happen. Well, you know what? Actually, yeah, it kind of does happen here in these United States. Here's an example from just not too long ago.
An attempted robber is dead after he threatened a man's family and attempted to rob a fast food joint Wednesday night. The incident happened at a Popeyes near San Antonio shortly before 9 o'clock. Police said the suspect entered the business and attempted to rob a man and his family. The father of the family asked if they could leave, and when the robber agreed, his wife and 2 of their children left, but 2 were still in the bathroom. The robber then demanded money from the employees. He noticed the man's other 2 children walk out of the bathroom and pointed the gun at them. The father then quickly pulled his gun out and shot and killed the robber. Officers said the man is a licensed handgun owner. The incident remains under investigation.
So as you can see here, it does actually happen here in these United States. We do have situations where individuals who choose to exercise their right to keep and bear arms here in these United States are able to defend themselves and their family. But I know you guys are thinking, well, that's just a random incident. It doesn't happen all that often, does it? Or actually, does it?
Duo grab guns of their own. Mother Tina Rang takes aim and fires multiple rounds.
I saw the shotgun, I saw him, and I just started to shoot.
The alleged robber returns, shot in the leg and limping, but he won't give up.
We were wrestling for the gun. My thoughts were just empty the gun, empty the gun, empty the gun. That's all I could think of was just to empty the gun.
He wrestles the gun away, pistol whips her, and tries to go after her daughter, Ashley Lee.
I just wanted him to get out of there. He just kept coming back at me, and he just kept coming back.
But just like a scene out of a movie, she squeezes off a round at point-blank range. Mother and daughter fighting for their lives, finally able to run out of the store to safety. Tina says her daughter won't be working there anymore. As for the suspect, he's in police custody in the hospital.
All right, so now we look at this incident. Once again, this is another incident, another good gal with a gun, mother-daughter. And once again, none of these incidences were that long ago. And these are just the incidences where an individual actually had to fire a gun. The number of incidences in which an individual has simply the presence or being able to draw a firearm in order to prevent stuff from happening, it's huge. There's a statistic, and a lot of people don't like to, a lot of people, anti-gun people don't like to look at this statistic. But this right here shows you just how often firearms are used. Now, here it talks about each silhouette that's in red represents 31,672 incidents of firearms used in self-defense, where a firearm is actually drawn in order for someone to be able to protect themselves, compared to one used in a homicide. The thing is that oftentimes that firearm is used as a deterrent. It gets people who would otherwise, let's be honest, criminals don't want to die. They don't want to get shot. So a lot of times when you're able to draw a firearm, guess what they're going to do? They are going to get the heck out of there. This is another one. You guys have probably seen this graph before. Once again, 81% of uses of firearms are defensive. Yet only 19% are actually violent crimes. Firearms save lives. And I realize you guys don't want to hear that. I realize you guys probably look at that last incident and say, see, that's what I'd be scared of. I would be scared that someone would be able to wrestle the firearm away from me. Well, the first thing, and I think this is also something that's vitally important, and that is if you are a firearm owner, you need to get training. You need to know how to best deal with situations like the one that occurred right there. You need to know how to handle that. But even with that, both of them were there. Both of them were able to defend themselves. Both of them were able to fight off that attacker. And luckily, they are alive because they were there and were prepared to be able to defend themselves and their property. It's really that simple. Folks, and once again, we'll go back to the original incident, the incident that occurred in Brazil. This is what happens when into. Unfortunately, we're at a point now in many cases in some states like California where you're in a situation where you don't. The state and the anti-gun community, they don't want you to be able to defend yourself. They see the criminals as the victims, and they see law-abiding citizens who want to defend themselves as the criminals or the perpetrators. Well, you know what? I'm looking at these incidents, and I'll just say this: I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And I think that pretty much about sums it all up. Folks, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. We very much appreciate you guys tuning in, and we appreciate you supporting the Firearms Policy Coalition. Please take a moment, become a member of FPC. Know that what we do is not just, and just be real clear to you, we're not a conservative group, we're not a liberal group, we're not a public safety group. We are a Second Amendment civil rights advocacy group, and we exist. We don't have a whole bunch of big donors. We exist solely on your support, the support of our members and those who donate to us. So please take a moment, become a member of the Firearms Policy Coalition, and support us as we support your right to keep and bear arms. Remember, it is a fight for civil rights. We got to use them, or we're going to lose them. You guys take care.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.